Now, according to the record book, St Etienne has won the league the most times in France.
I was surprised with that.
So was I. I really thought it would be Lyon, Marseille, a team like that. But no, 10 times winners, St Etienne. However,
how long is it going to last?
How long is it going to last? Because currently PSG are sitting on 9 Ligue 1s.
And we know they're probably going to win it this season, don't they?
And they are very heavily favourites, of course. They've just signed Lionel Messi, arguably the best player in the world. They have Pochettino, a manager that you really are fond of.
Like him,
and they have all the infrastructure in place to probably dominate the next 5 years of this rebuild. I think this big task is if we can take this club, St Etienne, into somewhat of a challenger, maybe win at least one more league.
We've got to try, haven't we?
We've got to try. We might as well.
I mean, I've looked up, and they've got a hell of an history, but it's going back a few years, you know, like the 60s, between the 60s and the 80s is when they were like the
in their prime.
Team. And that's when they've done the most, winning all their trophies mainly. But they did get their cup final last season, from what I read as well. They lost to PSG in the cup 1-0, which is unfortunate, really. But I can't even remember that. Usually, you sort of remember certain cup finals in different countries, but I didn't even remember that.
No, I mean, I think because of COVID and stuff, we've been like really off of different cups and stuff around the world. But no, quite a historic club, like we've mentioned, and you know, whereas PSG, they're not that historic. They were only formed like the last part of the 20th century, whereas this 1919, you can see, was the year that it was founded.
They were founded in 1919 by a load of a grocery store staff. There's a chain which is called Casino.
Right, okay.
And their colours were green. Hence where they got the green kit from as well. So that's how they were formed, through a load of shop people just getting together and playing.
Grocery store.
So when you think they come from there to be a team like they are now.
It's no Tesco FC or Asda. It's St Etienne, viewers. That's what we're doing. So let's take a look then. We're at season 1. Let's take a look at some transfers. Now, there wasn't a lot of money at all. The first season, because you also told me that this club is currently up for sale in real life.
Yes, they are. The directors have put them up for sale in April this year.
So no, it's not on the game that's the case. No. So I didn't have any takeovers. Spoiler alert for the rest of it. There's no takeovers, but there's not a lot of money, because obviously they're not going to give you money if they're planning on selling. So if we do take a look at the transfers, then we started off with around about 4 or 5 million, but because of the wage budget and the fact that a couple of the players go out of contract the next season, a couple of key players, we had to toy around with it. I have made some signings though, so let's take a look. I've made 2 signings here, and by the looks of it, it doesn't actually look like, oh no, this. I've made 1 signing, because this is that's the only signing they made this summer.
Right.
This guy here, Ignacio Ramirez, who is a striker, and my God, they do not have any strikers. It is embarrassing how much they are stretched for
anything without scoring a goal,
for players. So I've made 1 signing, and it's a free transfer. Not a bad one, I must say, as well, as a free transfer. I did not know about this guy, but Bergui, he's Spanish, 27 years of age. He doesn't even have a club that he's trained at, which I find is a little bit weird, bit bizarre, but he did come through Real Madrid's youth academy. So
must have been good when he was younger.
Must have had some bit of credit. Alaves paid £2.6 million, but then he hasn't really played in La Liga. But I still think he's a decent player. Good flair, good determination, decent physicals, and okay technicals. Plays on both wings. A handy, nifty player that once we have signed him is already worth £5 million. As soon as I see him, and I thought, well, even if I sign him, play him a little bit, I could potentially sell him, make a bit of money for a future signing. That's the only deal I managed to bring in. Now, because of the squad, and I'm going to show you here by position, if we go at the top, this is the strikers that we have available. Just 2 of them. One's on loan, and he's not that good, if I'm honest. Like, other than finishing and penalty taking, like, he has 10 composure. He's not even good when he gets a chance. Like, his physicals are like average at that. He's only on loan anyway. And then the other guy's this absolute tragic player.
Oh dear.
So the fact that we have no strikers available, we have no money to buy any strikers, has led to me going strikerless again.
Ooh. We're going to try that, are we?
We're going to try that because, I mean, what I basically thought was if we cannot score with actual strikers, we have a couple of attacking midfielders who are very nifty on the ball.
Right.
And I'll show you a couple now because we do have Khazri, who played for Sunderland not so long ago, and he was quite talented when he came to the Premier League. And he is very good on the ball, and he has 13 finishing, 14 composure. That's better than the actual strikers that we've got. Yeah. So I'm thinking we play players like this in that shallow striker role, and we also have Buda Boos, who I remember for quite a long time being a very talented player. He's 31 now, as Kazri's also 30, so that's our only problem. If we want to do this for 5 years, we might have to buy other options. Yeah. So, I mean, they're not the best shadow strikers or attacking midfielders to play strikerless with, but they're going to have to do.
Yeah.
So this is how we're setting up. We're going positive mentality. You can see all the player roles here. The inverted wing backs, what they end up doing is sitting in the role here. That's basically like what Man City are using right now of a Cancelo type of talent. Obviously, we don't have a Cancelo, but the inside forwards will also help out with goals. We got a centre midfielder, a young Aucic. I think it's something like that. We're going to call him Adil, because that's his first name. 19 years of age, and he's very talented, and he's got great potential in the game. I want to give him a start because there's probably better players right now who will play centre midfield. So if I allow the assistant manager to pick, he won't get a game time, but he's going to be better later on.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he's going to be the only player that we are guaranteed to give that game time to. So tactically then, this is what we're looking at. We're working the ball into the box. We're playing shorter directness, but as soon as we get the ball, it's fast-paced tempo because we want to catch them off guard with our attacking midfielders running through. In transition, it's a gegenpress, rolling it out. And if we take a look at this, much high line of engagement, standard defensive line, preventing the short goal kick, and much more trigger press. That's how we're playing. And to be honest, it started off rather well. Eagle-eyed viewers might have seen we're already in second place, and we've done fairly decent at the start of the season. Lorient, 3-2 victory. Lens, 3-2 victory. We're conceding goals, but we don't also have very good.
That's the main thing,
yeah, we don't have the best defenders either.
That game there, we scored 2 late goals.
2 very late goals, 93rd and 95th. We've got some decent wingers.
Away from home was a good result.
Then we stuffed current champions, because remember, PSG didn't win it last season.
No, they didn't, no.
They gave it up to Lille, who won. We beat them 4-1. Massive game. At home as well, but still 4-1. Absolutely fantastic. Riyad Boudabou's got 2 late ones as well to top off and put the icing on the cake. Then a bit of a rivalry. This is a historic rivalry with Marseille that they have. Lyon, of course, is
Lyon's
the local.
The main one, that's the one.
Their local rivalries along with Clermont Foot. But the historic rivalry of Marseille, 22 minutes Dimitri Payet. We all know all about him and his talents. But Miguel Trauco scored in the 61st to equalise. We're unbeaten at the start of the season. Now, the only team in front of us is, of course, PSG, who have won all 4 games with a 12 goal difference. That's going to be the big target. But I'd like to think if we can continue this form, possibly round about finishing in this area here, those green spots, get a bit of European football, bring in the money.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Absolutely.
Not only the money, it brings in the players who want to play in Europe as well.
Attractiveness to the club, reputation, everything like that. So let's simulate this first season and see how we do. And so this first season, I think we really overachieved.
Get in.
80 points as well.
I mean, PSG 107 was 27 points.
27 points behind them, but I really think, I mean, if you look at this league table, Sid, get rid of PSG and just look at St Etienne at the top, because I think that's what we need to focus on these first couple of years, is being the best of the rest. That's the challenge in these first couple of years.
That's 10 points clear as well from the team behind us. That's good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the
Lyon as well.
Lyon,
get in.
14 points above Lyon, our current rivals, our big rivals. Marseille as well, we're even further ahead of them, 17 points. So we've really done, I think we've massively overachieved, I really do. But we even dropped off at the end there. We lost 2 at the end of the season. Against teams where we shouldn't have. Rennes and Reims, which is 2 teams. I mean, Nantes is another historic rivalry because of the 90s, how good Nantes were. 2-1 they beat.
Nantes, I've been to Nantes. I've been to the stadium as well.
Yeah.
I actually, the team that I was playing football at the time, we actually toured France and we went to Nantes and we stayed there and played against them. And we actually stayed with the players' families.
Oh, wow.
So I've got a little soft spot for that part of France, and very, very nice place of France as well.
Not today, you haven't. No. But they finished in 17th, so they didn't have a great season at all. Now, I do think because of COVID or something that only 2 teams go down now, but 4 teams go down later. But maybe somebody can let us know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we won't have to ever worry about that. Clermont Foot was another rivalry that we have. They were relegated, really poor form that they had. But I want to take a look at past positions and see how we did throughout the season. We stayed in second the whole time.
Yeah.
We stayed in second the whole time, and I dare say PSG, they stayed at the top. Yeah. So, we were very good this season. We didn't obviously have... Oh, absolutely. We didn't have European football, but we have a cup competition. We were knocked down the quarters by PSG.
They probably went on and won it as well, didn't they?
Yeah, let's take a look. They won on penalties against Lyon. So it was a tight one, but they did win.
Would that have been brilliant if we got to the final?
It would have been against Lyon as well. So now, unfortunately, if you take a look at the record books, PSG has now tied us with 10 league titles in France. It's all down to us to try and stop that from continuing. And if they won the last 4, that would be 4 above us then. So we need to stop that from happening completely. So we do take a look at some statistics then. Ayuche's played the most games and he had a very good season. We know that because we tried playing him every single game. 20 goals from Bourbouz. We had Bouanga, who played on the left-hand side. He got 16. Bergui got 10. Ayuche got 10 himself as well. Kazri is nowhere to be seen there. He is down with 5 goals and 11 assists. I'm disappointed with that. He's arguably our best player. Bourbouz really taken that mantle for this season because he also got the most assists. So I think, we take a look where he played. I think he played on the right-hand side in the shadow strike. No, the shadow strike role is the left-hand side. So he played in this predominant role here, which has obviously dominated more than the right-hand side. So yeah, good season so far. That's very good. We've got to be happy with that, but now is the time to build on that. Let's take a look at the second season. Now, of course, St Etienne was voted by you guys, the Patreon members. Thank you to all the new Patreon members on the Patreon polls. St Etienne was the club. There's a current poll going right now. Head over to patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming. You can sign up £3 a month at the very least, and you can have a look at the future of the rebuilds and influence them. Everybody's been asking for us to do Porto and Sporting. I put Porto in a vote. 0 votes.
Did they?
0 votes. So you know what to do if you want it to be Porto. So now that we have Champions League football, we were gifted with a little bit of money, but not a lot. We also didn't make any sales this season because not a lot of our players are worth anything.
You don't want to lose anybody, do you?
Our good players are like 30 in their early 30s. Clubs aren't going to want to play or pay a lot of money for them. But what I did manage to do is bring in Ludovic Blas. Now, what I did manage to do is bring in Ludovic Blas from Nantes.
Oh, well.
So
hopefully it does a favour then.
Yeah, £3.3 million.
He was friendly with someone, didn't it?
Absolutely. He was on the transfer list because of request. He wanted to leave. He obviously sees 17th as not a very good place and standard. And I do think he's very talented as well. French, 24 years of age, so he will last the remainder of the rebuild at his prime. So that's good. Great passing ability, good vision, some decent physicals as well. What I like about this is when you're playing a strikerless role, you need midfielders who have player traits like try kill balls often. Because you need to be playing those balls over the top to try and get in behind the defenders when they're not expecting it with the attacking midfielders running. So that's kind of what I looked out for, just in case people like to hear these tactical inside things. When I'm playing strikerless, look for midfielders with player traits with good passing and tries killer balls. That's something I definitely was picking up on that. We also made some other signings though. Mbuku, £1.8 million from Reims, again French, plays across his front three, which is what we need. Bit of a fill-in player because he can go anywhere, and to be honest, he's really talented. A lot of his attributes, what we need for the positions and roles that we use him, he has them. He also is only 20 years of age, and we picked him up for only £1.8 million. He's now worth around about 10 million. He was in the last year of his contract, so that's a very good signing to make, I think, from another French club. And he has a good potential. He's not even close to his potential yet, so I'm happy with that. Now, people who have been watching the channel for a long time will know this guy, Bellegarde, because we got him from Strasbourg. And when I did the Youth to Gold with Strasbourg back in FM20, his first season there, he was one of the favourites at the start of that series. We signed him for £1.2 million. And he's a very talented player. I know a lot about him. I like him a lot. He's arguably my favourite Strasbourg player, so I was happy to bring him in.
He's already scored 1 goal this season already for us as well.
He has as well. 1 goal and a man of the match as well. So we've got to be happy with that. Now, we have signed one more player, and this is arguably the best player that we have signed this transfer window, Yanis Antiste. He is a French 20-year-old striker, but he can also play across the front three. So it gives me an option. It kind of gives me an option of going, right, if I try strikerless again for 1 season, let's see how we do. However, he's our only striker now because the other guy was only on loan. So really, is it too stupid to play that when he can play in that centre attacking midfield role?
Hey, we can run us up, don't we?
Exactly. The tactic obviously
Can't be that
works.
bad.
So tactically then, how have we started off? Well, we're playing him in that shadow striker role. He's the best striker on the pitch, so put him in the shadow striker role. Auche still Auchich. however I say it, Adil, is playing that centre midfield role, and it leaves everywhere else to be up for grabs for all of the other signings that we have made. One thing that I do think is quite funny, actually, I didn't mention it in the first season, is our goalkeeper. He's English. We like to find the English link.
We do, yeah.
And he's called Etienne, plays for St Etienne, and his last name's Green. Dad, would you like to tell me what St Etienne's nickname is?
Le Verts.
And what does that mean?
The Greens.
The Greens. Yeah. So he is literally Etienne Green, who plays for St Etienne, who's called the Greens.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
You couldn't write it, could you?
You could not write it. And he's actually trained there, so I dare say, I mean, whether...
He's probably born in this city or something like that, and he got French. One of the parents is a French and one English, I would say.
He is also labelled the next Peter Shilton.
Peter Shilton's got links with us as well, hasn't he?
Why
is that?
Yeah.
He used to be Plymouth Argos manager.
He did. So he has the nationality also of French, but he was born in Colchester.
Yeah.
Named as Etienne Green. Then he's moved. It's so bizarre. I can't. It's just a massive coincidence. Maybe somebody can tell me something else. Maybe I'm missing. I don't know. But yeah, I do think that's quite impressive.
I've got to say then, the father's got to be English because he must be called Green, and the mother was French, and she's come from St Etienne.
Yes.
So that's why she's called him.
Exactly.
Etienne. It's got to be that. Isn't it?
Has to be.
Yeah,
and then she's gone, why don't we move there?
Yeah.
And it turns out he's an incredible goalkeeper.
If anybody does know out there, or any French people who don't know that's a true story, let us know because that'd be
absolutely.
We're guessing. Is it true?
Yeah, and when you put that in the comments, we love seeing stuff like that. So absolutely, please do let us know. So schedule-wise, then we started off the season quite poorly, but that's because some of the games that we've had have been very difficult. We obviously played PSG in the Trophy des Champions because we finished second. They won the league and the cup, and they beat us 2-1 there.
Lionel Messi got one as well.
Yeah, Bordeaux, though, good start of the season. We beat them 3-1, but then we faced them again, and a 2-1 loss to them after we pulled it back. Messi scored from kickoff by the looks of it.
Yeah.
First minute goal. We reply, Giannis Antiste.
In 4 minutes, that's good as well.
Yeah, and then they come back, Marco Verratti, 54th. Then a couple of bad results. Lorient, a game that we should be winning if we want to continue with Champions League football. Montpellier, again, although they won the league recently within like the last 12-15 years with Olivier Giroud up top, if you remember rightly. 1-1 against them, we had a player sent off. And then a 2-0 loss to Brest. It's a bad result, that is, because they are not good on this game. So no goals scored there. So I'm getting a little bit worried. But we have our Champions League group.
You've seen who we've got in the group.
Yeah, it's not a great group, is it?
Atletico Madrid and Inter Milan.
And Zenit's hardly an easy task, is it? So
it's not a nice place to go to Russia to play. It's just hard games.
Yeah, travel times and stuff like that. So that's going to be a difficult group. Europa League football, I think, will be a success if we got that from that.
Yeah, I think
if we finish in third. I can't see us going through to the knockout stage at this point.
No. We have actually got to a final of a European Cup.
Yeah.
In 1976, I believe it was. We lost 1-0 to Bayern Munich.
Ooh, so that was obviously when St Etienne were in their prime, weren't they? When they were winning league competitions. So beforehand, we were predicted to finish in 10th place, which was dead in the middle of the league. And this season, we're still only predicted to finish 8th, despite finishing 2nd last season. It's time to prove the doubters wrong, Dad.
Well, we've got to finish better than 8th, haven't we? We started off struggling, so it didn't looking good neither, is it?
No, but let's see how we do. But before we take a look at that, Dad, quickly, like target, please.
Favourite number 1300, I think.
1300. You guys have been smashing it lately, so I expect
we got the 1000 quite easy on the last one, so let's go for 1300 and keep the comments coming in as well.
So, the end of the second season.
Got there again. I don't know how we've done that, but we got there.
82 points as well. It's a massive tally.
Only 20 points this time.
Only 20 points. Are we catching them?
7 points better off than last season.
We're catching them, yeah. I mean, we're far ahead of Monaco as well, so 5 points clear of Monaco in third place. Lyon by 12 points. We're continuing this run.
I like Monaco as well. I've got another little soft spot about Monaco as well, only because Glenn Otto went there.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I remember I watched a little programme about Glenn Otto, who'd done himself in that, and he said he had to leave British football because they put him into this category that he was a very lazy player and his style didn't suit the English game.
Right.
So he felt that he had to leave and go abroad. And he went to Monaco and he done really well over there.
Oh, that's good.
And he was a manager.
Was it Arsene Wenger?
It was Arsene Wenger.
That is class.
Yes,
Love that.
yeah.
If we take a look at past positions across the season, that's where we dropped off.
Start, yeah.
And then we pretty much climbed up. So we had a very good second part of the season there. And we kind of secured our fate in Champions League football before the end of the season really easily because the top three get Champions League.
As the season went on.
Yeah.
Why is that then?
I think maybe tactical familiarity. Remember, we're signing players who aren't used to strikerless and expect them to play straight away really good. So I won't be surprised if new signings, they would struggle with that straight away. It's a different style of play, isn't it?
Well, the lad that you signed for as a striker, you probably haven't played that role before neither.
No.
well.
And we're expecting him to be our main goal threat.
Yeah.
But we do play in a cup competition, and we had Champions League football this season for the first time. So despite obviously having that, we did right with this.
Yeah.
With a very hard group, how did we do? So, we actually got European football in Europa League, like we requested. We, however, got knocked out in the second round knockout by Arsenal. It always seems to be bloody Arsenal who knock us out of Europe, doesn't it? In every rebuild, it's very annoying. And the 9th round, we were knocked out by this team, who I have never heard of, from the 2nd division. So that's a bad loss in the Coupe de France.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So, I mean, we went through 9 points. Zenit had 0 points, which means we must have beaten either Inter Milan or Atletico Madrid. That final is going to be played between Bayern Munich and Barcelona. Dortmund won it last season, by the way, so that's a great win for Dortmund.
So who did we beat?
So in Group H, we obviously won the 3 games. Inter Milan, we defeated them 2-1.
2-1.
At home. A 5-4 victory against Zenit as well. It was a massive achievement, really. A big game, that is, away at Zenit. One of the more entertaining games of the Champions League that year. Some of the other groups, though, did make me laugh because Ajax got knocked out of a group with Young Boys. So, yeah, there's some surprise packages in the Champions League for the 2nd season.
Man, the top of the group with
PSG in it. So, some big games happening. And if we do take a look at the schedule, then we can see that's obviously where we've played the Champions League football, where we defeated Zenit. The 3-1 loss to Inter Milan happened just before the Qatar World Cup.
Look at the home game against Lyon.
Yes, a 5-2 victory against Lyon, who signed Andrea Bellotti as well on a free transfer at the end of the season. Massive game that we've played there. 5-2 at home. Fans are going to be loving that.
Yeah.
And Dennis Buanga manages to pick up a hat-trick. He is actually a really good player, to be honest. We're playing him on that left-hand side. He is a fantastic player, and he's got himself a hat-trick. He is, however, out of contract this season. Hasn't signed anywhere yet, so it's up to us to keep him. But if we look at how good we were towards the end of the season, after we were knocked out of Europa League, because we did beat Antwerp in the first round, but we lost to Arsenal in the second round, we only took 1 loss against Lyon, unfortunately, in the away game.
I've just made a big thing about us beating them at home as well.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I'd rather take that 1 loss against Lyon and win pretty much every other game.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, because we beat Monaco towards the end of the season, 2-0 there. We had a 6-0 win against Toulouse. We ended the season really well, like we mentioned. So our back end of the season was fantastic. So squad-wise then, who was getting us the goals? Antiste did get joint top goal scorer, but with Ludovic Blas, who also managed to finish on 18. And Jean Bellegarde, another player that we've just signed this season, got himself 17.
That's not bad though, is it? 3 players from 17 goals and above.
Yeah, obviously we're not playing a and out striker.
Right,
So I'm very happy with that. And it does look like Palencia, who was a player who was out on loan last season, who's come back. He has been our main goal assister with 15 assists, and it looks like he has the highest average rating. So he is a fantastic player to bring back in for the season. He was out on loan last season at Leganés in the 2nd division of Spain. No way should he have been there. He should have been with us because we could have really have done with him in that first season. He's a fantastic player. Now, I just mentioned this guy's name, and we have sold him.
We've got to get him back. We sold him.
So the reason why we sold him, £25 million came offering. So
Chelsea.
It's not bad at all. And what I thought about it was, he's a very good Spanish right back who we've just been offered £25 million for, and I can pick one up for the exact same ability for free.
Ooh.
Welcome, Pablo Maffeo. So this guy, I think, is just as good. Mental-wise, he's not as good, but I think in the game, he's been fantastic for me in the past, so I'm happy with that. And again, free transfer, so we can't turn that down.
No, money in the bank.
He's played 3 games, he scored 2 goals and got 1 assist, and a man of the match.
That's a good start.
Yeah, fantastic start for a right back. So, really good start from him. He's not the only sign that we made, though, especially in a free transfer. We also signed a Brazilian, 24 years of age, Lincoln. We like our Brazilians. We do. He is fantastic as well, and he's now worth over £50 million if you go by the highest value, and we got him for free. So he used to be a wonder kid on the game. People are going to remember playing for Gremio. Luca Pellegrini. We've also got a very good left back for such a cheap cost. The fact that this guy always goes for so cheap just always like astounds me, to be honest, because Juve just let him go for peanuts. £2.5 million. He's a very good left back, so I'm happy with that. We've used him in the Twitch save as well. So, but this stat, This is the big signing that nobody is going to believe we've made. But Eduardo Camavinga, who moved to Real Madrid in one of the biggest transfers of this season in real life, I've managed to pick up because he was transfer listed and wanted out.
He wanted to come back to France,
He wanted to come back to France. Of course, he played at Rennes to begin with. £26 million, he moved to Real Madrid. But we signed him for 41. It's expensive.
It's got to be a club record as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money, but he is worth it. He has the highest potential on the game.
What a position to have a player like that in as well.
Absolutely. 20 years of age. Eduardo Camavinga. I could not believe my luck. He's now worth 140 million. So it's money in the bank. It's definitely such a great deal. But there is other signings as well that you're going to like. Basir Omeragic, who is a very good centre-back. We needed good centre-backs. We don't have very many at all. I think we have 3 centre-backs at the club. So this guy's a welcome addition. 6'2" as well. But this guy's even better at centre-back. Igor Daviv from Russia. I think this guy is absolutely incredible on the game. 6'4", got great physicals, really good mentals, and defensively solid. 15 heading, marking, 14 tackling.
I've got an interesting fact about St Etienne with their new signings.
Right, okay.
Whenever they sign a new player on, they give him a miner's lamp.
All right, that's quite cool.
They're actually a coal mining city or a town.
Yeah.
So what they do, they give all the new signings now a miner's lamp, and it's to say that this town, the history of this town is all about bravery and hard working.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That. And it's a good sort of like little
nice
thing.
little touch that is.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch when you
I bet the players go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they will do, yeah.
But no, that's a good little story. I can definitely see Eduardo Camavinga coming all the way from Spain, coming with his miner's lamp. Yeah, that'll be quite cool.
But also, they over the years as well, I did notice as well that this team here, when you're part of St Etienne, the old players, they play for a long time, and sometimes they go away and come back again. And then they end up being a manager as well. So there must be something to do with that town that people really like as well.
Jobs for the boys.
Yeah. It's quite interesting to read that as well. A lot of the old players,
they come back.
Yeah, and it's good, really.
Yeah. Tactically, then, I think we keep it exactly how he was. I don't think the striker list has been a bad thing whatsoever. We haven't signed any other strikers to go with Antiste, so I think we keep it as it is. And now that we have Eduardo Camavinga, we don't necessarily have to guarantee our young French centre midfielder to have a game, because Camavinga is just arguably so much better in any position we would put him in. So I've changed this role to Regista. I've put that as a centre midfielder as attack as it already was, and he can play both roles depending on where the assistant manager thinks he needs him. I want to keep playing Antiste though, because he's young, he's got a lot of potential, and arguably again I've given player traits like likes to be offside trap, which is really good in that strikerless role, making runs past the defender when he's not being marked. Just gives you an advantage. So that's a nice little tidbit as well for the player traits. And schedule-wise, we've actually had a lot better season at the start. We obviously haven't played as many games, but we started off with a bad loss to PSG.
Yeah.
It's just annoying that we had to play them first, I guess. But after that,
winning a friend against West Ham.
Yeah, and Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Not bad results at all. After that, we beat Brest. Obviously, we got our own back on Brest after they beat us at the start of last season. And Antiste got a hat-trick. That's fantastic. 2 goals late as well.
Yeah.
After they equalised quite late, which was obviously annoying.
Next result, 6-0.
6-0. Big result there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great start to the season.
Nice to see quite a few players scored as well. I like that.
Different, very different. 5 different goal scorers, and that's what you get with strikerless, I think, because you haven't got one main goal threat. But we've been given our Champions League groups again, and yet again we see it in Milan. We've beat them once. We've beat them once. Porto and Villarreal. That's arguably a harder group for us to qualify for.
That's a good definite for us, really.
Because Villarreal and Porto are both better teams than us. We could have done with a lower.
Good solid size.
Yeah, if we want to go Europa League, we're going to have to take some points out of one of those two. So, yeah, not a bad start of the season. Let's see how we do. And the end of the third season, we dropped down to 4.
PSG didn't have a good season though.
92 points.
That was the time to catch them, wasn't it?
And what's really disappointing is how many points we have dropped off. Because of course last season we finished on 82. Now we're down to 65.
The only good thing is that we finished
same as Leon. Yeah. We only beat them on goal difference, unfortunately. And I do think it could be the fact
that's a bad season.
Antiste is our top scorer with only 16 goals across the whole season. That could be a bit of a part in that.
I think we need to get a striker, mate.
So Nice are a team, by the way, who have some really good players who develop better. So that's the reason why we're seeing them come out of nowhere. That's another problem that we're going to have to occur with.
Yeah.
And let's take a look then at the past positions and see how we did throughout the season, because we did start quite well, but we kind of dropped off mid-season here, that's kind of when we were playing Champions League games. Around about December time, Christmas time is when we dropped off.
We started building and getting a little bit better again, didn't we? But
absolutely,
not as good as we were last season.
No, not at all. And it looks like the teams around us, we were playing catch-up and we were swapping positions there with Lyon throughout the whole season. So we were lucky, really, to finish above them, if anything. But other competitions then, how did we do? Well, we did finish in the Europa League spot. We went through, but we were knocked out in the first round by Wolfsburg.
One of my favourite German sides they are.
Yeah. So that's an unfortunate one. We did get to the second round last time, only the first round this time. We just got a bad draw.
Yeah.
Like, you come out of Europa League and you get given Wolfsburg, you're like, oh, that's a difficult one. They're a Champions League team.
Another green,
yeah. It was all green. Maybe that's why they didn't have an away kit. We ended up just passing them the ball. The Coupe de France, we were knocked out by Nice in the 11th round. I always think it's funny, like the Coupe de France, because it's like you play like an 11th round, then it goes to quarter-final. I think, how many rounds is that? But it's because the FA Cup, we have so many preliminary rounds, don't we? It's like third round, fourth round, fifth round, quarter-final. They have an 11th round. They just don't have prelims, I guess. So, yeah, Paris Saint-Germain won that again, although Monaco won it last season. So, but yeah, I mean, we did have that one victory against Villarreal. We said we needed to take points off them. We didn't actually do too good in the group, really, because we drew to Porto 0-0. Yeah. We just had a better goal difference. Villarreal to -8 in a group where Inter dominated.
Really,
absolutely. So, a bit of a poor season then, Dad, if I'm honest. Goals-wise, we can see Antiste was 16, Eduardo Camavinga was 14. He arguably was our best player. It's just annoying, really, because I think he even had the most assists. Like, an absolute talisman for us already, and he's already increasing. You can see how good he is. That player trait, like I mentioned, runs the ball often and tries killer balls. It's perfect for a strikerless formation.
Yeah.
It's just whether we can get the players to score the goals to be for it. So, season number 4, we've got some big signings we need to make, I think. So, we were actually given quite a bit of money at the start of this season because obviously we guaranteed Champions League football about 3 or 4 times. So, we made some massive signings. I want to give you our talisman straight away. Dusan Vlahovic. We know how good this guy is. In the Fiorentina rebuild, he was fantastic. In real life, he's banging the goals right now.
Yeah.
He is a striker who means business, and we've managed to pick him up for such a cheap cost, I could not believe it, of £26 million. It's unbelievably cheap.
2 goals already.
2 goals in the 4 games that we are playing, which is great. And I mean, his physicals are unbelievable. He's 6'3", he's a powerhouse. I like the look of him a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But we've also brought in some more players. Julian Alvarez is another player that's being talked around right now as moving to the Premier League, with Manchester United being one of the names on the list. He is also fantastic. We're paying him a lot of money, 135k from the Argentinian league. He dominates at River Plate. He's very good.
Scores as well,
yeah, from that attacking midfielder roles, and he's just really good in any position as well as up front. He's a fantastic signing. Maldini's son, we signed him as like a good squad player.
Yeah.
We signed him before, we're signing him again. Free transfer. He's very good, really, for a free. We can't argue with that. But a few recognisable faces. Brandon Williams. English, young talent.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Plays on both fullbacks, naturally. Really good at both. Perfectionist personality is exactly the type of player that I want to see.
I found a link. You know, I'd like to try and find an English link or something like, or a British link. I found one for this team.
Okay.
When they were coming up through the leagues when they first started and all that, in I think it was 1938 season, the manager was an English manager called Teddy Duckworth.
Right. Okay. That's quite cool.
And he got them into League One for the very first time in their history.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so he won the league. He won the League 2 league, obviously, and got them into the first league. I think he managed for another season after that, and then whether they sacked him, I don't know. But yeah, so there was a British link of how they got into the first league.
There's always a link in there. Not to mention, obviously, Etienne Green, who's a very weird conspiracy link.
Yeah.
But he's not the only English player that we signed this transfer window, because we also brought in Marcus Edwards on a free transfer as well. Another good English winger, used to play at Tottenham. Moved from Tottenham to the Portuguese leagues. Has been rumoured to come back to the Premier League as well, so I hope we get to see that because he looks really good. And I'd like to see him in like an England call-up as well, because he's been doing fantastic in the Portuguese league. So yeah, those are the signings that we made. Tactically, I think we stay strikerless.
Hey?
Yeah, I know we've got Vlahovic now.
We just signed one of the best strikers you can have in this game, and we're doing strikerless?
Yes. We've got 2 more seasons. I just want to see whether we can bring a success from it. I'm sticking by my methods. Yeah. I have changed one thing though. I've changed it to 2 shadow strikers up top instead of 1 attacking midfielder and 1 shadow striker, just to see if that gives us a little bit of a different dynamic.
You know when the last time we won the league?
No.
1981.
Right, okay.
Who was the captain? Famous French person.
I would not know.
Very famous person.
No idea.
Michel Platini.
Wow, that's Ballon d'Or triple winner, I think.
Yeah, he stayed there for 2 or 3 seasons, I think. And then, well, it was 2 seasons after we won the league, and he played the following season. And he was also, I believe, as well, league and goal scorer the 2 seasons as well. With 20
doesn't
odd
surprise
goals.
me. He's fantastic.
No, that's right, yeah. And then he had his big move to Juventus.
Because he dominated in the 80s.
That's when his career took right over there.
Yeah.
But that's where he was before. That's where Juventus got him from.
That's pretty cool. Isn't it? Yeah, because I think the French league was very popular. Is in like class as one of the best leagues at the time.
Well, yeah, they were.
And then when Platini moved to Italian league, we obviously seen the dawn of the golden era of the Italian leagues, wasn't it? How good that was, late 80s, early 90s, of AC Milan, Juve. But yes, I think playing...
So we've got to win it.
Yeah, I think playing Vlahovic as that shadow striker role, I just want to see what it's like. I want to see if we can get some success from it out of this season. And see how we do. And we have started off quite well, because although we lost the first game against PSG again, I don't know why. This is a fix that we're playing them again.
Look who scored the 2 goals.
Lewandowski,
You don't get no better than that.
No, so
really.
Signing one of the world's best strikers, and I think he's like 36 now, and he's still incredible. He's unbelievable talent. But we did have a good good part of the season after that. Monaco, 2-1 victory. We know Monaco finished above us last season, and Tiste and Vlahovic both getting on the score sheet. Toulouse, a 1-1 draw is a bad result, but we did rescue it with Marcus Edwards, 89th minute. But this victory, yes. Dusan Vlahovic, 5th minute. Then we had Lincoln on the 16th minute.
Already goals, look.
Yeah, 2-1. So a big victory against Lyon.
Minutes.
And what a good thing as well, I think we're in the Europa League this year, which could be a competition we could go for. We do have a difficult group though. Napoli and Besiktas. They are two difficult teams.
It's easier group than we've been in, no?
Yeah, definitely. And Rapid Vienna as well, who caused us some chaos in previous rebuilds. So it'd be nice to smash them at one point. But yeah, maybe we can do something in Europa League, and let's see how the striker list does one last time with Dusan in that centre attacking midfield role. So the end of the 4th season, and we scum back to 2nd place.
Look how close we were, look.
Very close. We have definitely significantly closed that gap.
Well, we lost against PSG the first game of the season, didn't we? That's 3 points. We lost by 4 points. How did we do against PSG the second game we played?
Well, we'll find out. I do actually think as well we play in the last game of the season. I think we do. Last game of the season. For some reason, if you play them at the first game, you play them at the last game. I don't know how that worked out, but when I was simulating, that's what I noticed. But we lost against them 2-1 again. So
we lost the league, didn't it?
That's where we lost the league. That's a 6-pointer.
We lost by 3
at the
points.
end of the season.
4 points, wasn't it?
They lost 3 games this season. This is our chance to do them.
How close was we then?
That was our chance to do them. So I do want to take a look then past positions. Were we anywhere? We were top for a bit. In this 4th season, we were top for a bit.
I think that really, if we'd won the last game of the season, we would have won the league.
Yeah. They were at the top.
3 points and we lost. Yeah, we would have done, wouldn't we?
We would have won the league.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, what do you think about the striker list now? Do you think, like, if only we played a striker, maybe we would have done better? Or is it a case of we trust in the striker list, it took us to this
47 goal difference to Marseille 22. So we were scoring goals, but that's not enough.
No. I mean, I dare say, if we take a look at statistics then, fewest conceded, we're up there with a 3rd fewest conceded.
Yeah.
But we also scored the 2nd most amount of goals. So defensively, it's still good, and we're still scoring goals, and it's against this PSG team with Lewandowski in the side.
You can't argue with who they got and what team they are. It's always we knew that was going to be they were the team to beat.
Yeah,
we were confident about beating everybody else in that league.
Most tackles won was us though, 586, which is rare to see from a team at the top. So that's got to be good. But other competitions, then we're in European competitions. We're in the Europa League. How do we do in that? We were knocked out the 2nd round again. We cannot get past that. However, we won the cup.
Who did we win?
Monaco. Historic rivalry with Monaco.
Good final.
Massive. So what I do want to see is who we face on the way.
Silver, then.
We have. Look, let's go down to this part here and take a look at the tree then and see who we faced on the way. So we beat Paris FC in the semi-final. They've done very well to get to that point.
Yeah.
We also beat Nantes, rivalry again.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And then we played Marseille in the 1st round. So that's a difficult one. Yeah, PSG, I don't know where they get knocked out by, but they got knocked out early. So that's unfortunate. Oh, they got knocked out by Monaco, actually.
Yeah.
So not bad at all. Goals-wise then, Dusan scored 27 goals and got 13 assists in that shadow striker role. It's a good comeback of goals. 27 48 with 13.
It's good in that league.
Yeah.
Definitely, and with Mehdi there scoring 19 right behind him.
Julian, yeah, he's been playing on the left.
17, so you've got 3 good goal scorers there.
Yeah.
Good amount of goals. You can't argue with that. But,
no.
What would it have been with a striker? If he played him out-and-out striker?
Yeah, I know. It's always going to be the question, isn't it? So 14 assists from Marcus Edwards, I think, from the right-hand side. That's a fantastic sign from us. And obviously, Dusan getting 13
I think
there.
the problem is you're talking to a striker, isn't it? That's the big problem, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it defies the laws of real football. Yeah. However, at the same time, Man City don't play with a striker.
Oh, it works. I mean, it proves that with what Pep does at Man City.
Yeah.
I mean, we all thought with Aguero there, what is he doing not playing Aguero this last season at Man City?
Yeah.
And they still went on.
And dominated. And it looks like they're going to dominate this season.
Oh, they're about to already.
Yeah, it's changing the way that football is played, really, isn't it? With like opening space and stuff for you.
I think when you've got the midfield players that they've got, you've got to score goals.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. I quite like this striker list. What I like most about it is that I've built it and it works.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't usually happen for me where it's just like that. So
the times that we've used it, we have won, haven't we?
Yeah. So, for sure. So yeah, let's go into the final season then. Let's see who we've bought and see if we can finally overthrow PSG. So again, with Champions League football, we were given a little bit of money to play around with. A loan signing from Manchester United, English again, Jamie Bynum-Gittens. He's actually from Dortmund's youth academy, who they signed from Reading. Looks like to be a good tricky winger, who I think will be a good backup for us. I'm excited to see what his career's like in real life, to be fair. See if he amounts to anything.
A lot of the English youngsters are going to Germany now.
Yeah, he's very much like Jadon Sancho 3 years ago.
Good standard of football, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's 17 in real life, but 21
They give the youngsters chance over there, don't they? More than we do in this country.
We picked up a free transfer. This Turkish man called Irfan Can Kavecki. I've used him before, I think, in last year's game. He's just really good. Like, his attributes are fantastic. And we picked him up on a free transfer from Fenerbahce. So I want to see what he's like. I think he could be a good asset for us in that other shadow striker role. I also think we needed a better centre-back. So Sebastian Bornau is the guy that I have brought in. He's Belgium. He comes from Wolfsburg. We've mentioned them. They knocked us out recently. £28 million is a big signing, but I think he is next level.
Good player.
Yeah, I think he's slightly better than the centre-backs that we have right now. So to go alongside Igor Daviv, the Russian centre-back that we bought recently, he could be a good signing for us. But I think the best bit of business that we did this transfer window is in midfield. Now, in French football, everybody's talking about Tchouaméni right now. He is the next breed of talent that's coming through. He's at Monaco at the minute.
Yeah.
And he is arguably playing the most football for Monaco's team, and he's like 19 in real life. 25 years of age now, and he is fantastic.
Look at the greens on there already, look.
The physicals.
Yeah.
He's unbelievably physical. I'd love Man United to sign him in real life because he's the type of player that you need in a pressing style of play. To go next to Camavinga, what a midfield that we have now like managed to
tighten the defence up as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's got great player traits as well. Gets forward whenever possible. Knocks ball past the opponent because he's so physical and so powerful and quick. And we managed to pick him up for £33 million from our rivals Monaco. That's a massive signing.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the goals, he doesn't get the assists, but what he does is the engine.
Yeah.
He's the engine in the midfield, and I think he is going to be fantastic for us. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do alongside Camavinga. We changed a few roles again. The ball winning midfielder role, that's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
He is quick, he's lightning, he gets the ball off people, he passes it off to Eduardo Camavinga.
That's all you need.
Exactly. The deep line playmaker role is what Camavinga's really good at. I haven't secured him in that role because I think if the assistant knows that Camavinga's available, he's just going to play him.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? And then the rest of them, we're going to leave it free. Bornau I want to be playing on the left. However, Bornau is injured at the start of the season. He's picked up a very bad injury as well. Where's medical report? There we go. He has damaged his spine and he's out for 3 weeks to 2 months after already being out for 6 weeks. So about a 4-month injury that he's had there, Sebastian Bornau.
So he's missed the start of the season. 1 or 2 silly games is what costs us the league in this league, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Dusan Vlahovic, we've got like Alvarez and all that players up top. Now we've got Tchouaméni, Camavinga in centre midfield. I want to show the squad as the best 11 really, as it would be. What our assistant rates as our best 11. Dusan Vlahovic, Kavecki up top. Marcus Edwards on the right, Julian Alvarez on the left, Tchouaméni and Camavinga. We got Maffeo, Brandon Williams on the left, but we've also got Pellegrini, who I think is really good there as well. Bornau, Daviv, and Etienne Green from the beginning. This is a fantastic team that we have managed to build across the 5 seasons, and I'm really hoping it's good enough to beat PSG. So competitions, what I do want to take a look at is our season preview before we take a look at the schedule. We are predicted to finish second, in behind PSG, who is 1-2 odds. We have started off the season rather well. A 3-0 win against Guingamp, a 3-1 win against Lyon, 5-1 against Monaco. We're playing all the hard teams because then we had PSG.
2 each.
And we took them to a draw. We were 2-0 down as well.
Oh, what a
and
comeback
we come
that is.
back. Dusan with a pen. Julian Alvarez with a 71st minute equaliser. 2-2. It's a big game. And it means that we're kind of on level par with them now.
Yeah.
They're not beating us like they have been. So let's simulate this final season and see how we do. Oh,
So
Champions League group, by the way.
We got Chelsea.
Leverkusen, Benfica, Chelsea.
I fancy that.
Do you? You fancy getting through that?
I fancy that. I fancy coming second beyond Chelsea, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They're three very difficult teams,
Yeah.
but I would not be surprised.
Well, we're there, aren't we? We're there thereabouts now.
Yeah, we've got the midfield,
little bit of luck.
defense.
Yeah.
We just need that little bit of luck, like you mentioned. Let's simulate this 5th season.
Come on, Leverts.
So there we have it. We've done it.
6 points. Get in.
6 points clear of PSG. Woo. We've now just got to catch them.
Yeah.
Because they were 4 above us. Well, 3 above us now. Now it's only 2. We're down to 2. There are only 2 leagues above us. So in the future, if you guys want to continue this, it will be available on the Patreon at the end of the 5th season if you want to continue it with this team. Because I dare say people are going to find that very interesting to try. But yeah, what a season that we have had there. I want to take a look at the end of the season. We won all 5 games. Lille, Lorient, Brest, Marseille and Guingamp 2-0 there. Great end of the season. We only lost 2 games. One against PSG, one against Lyon. We still won the league, don't worry. It still meant that we won the league.
You'd take that every day,
Oh,
wouldn't you?
100%.
I mean, the fans would take it. All right, they lost against Lyon, but you'd still take out, win the league.
Exactly. So past positions, we were dominating. Second all the way up until the 11th, or the 22nd of the 11th, which is 22nd November. That's when we took over the top. We will drop down for 1 game back up for the second half of the season where we completely dominated them. Where they actually dropped down to 3rd at one point. Rennes even finished in 3rd place, which is quite surprising. And we actually dominated statistics as well. Most goals, most points a game, most shots. Fewest conceded. Were we up there again? We are 3rd place in behind there. So we've done exceptionally well. Other competitions though. We've obviously got a cup to try and retain as well because we did very well in the cup last season. How do we do? We did not. We were knocked out the semi-final. First round knockout by Liverpool as well in the Champions League. We qualified though.
Hey, I said that.
Qualified. We got through the knockout stages.
Did we come second against Chelsea?
Let's take a look because that's probably the case that happened. Yeah, it did. Chelsea finished top on the same points. They beat us by head-to-head because we had a better goal difference.
That's so unlucky because if we had won the group, we would have got an easier team.
We would have, yeah. Chelsea played Leipzig in the next round and they lost to them. I'll fancy our chances. We would have beaten Leipzig.
I reckon we would have.
We would have probably have beaten Leipzig, and who knows where we would have ended up there.
Liverpool's give us a bit of an hammering, really, didn't they?
Yeah, they did eventually. Yeah, I mean, after that, then they then actually played Liverpool. So either way, we would have come up against Liverpool at some point. But still, it's not bad at all. Hold on, Leipzig won the Champions League. So Man City won it this season. Leipzig won it the year before.
Ooh, so we're not. They were a good
Maybe
side.
a little bit harder than what we thought they would
were
be.
a good side coming through now, aren't they?
Oh God, yeah. They're doing the right things.
A very entertaining side to watch. When they played a couple of games against Liverpool this season, I think it was.
Man City
last
season, I think,
last season it was against Liverpool.
Yeah.
I thought they were really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, all their players are like early 20s, early teens. So if you think 4 years in the future when they start reaching their prime, it's no surprising that they're managing to accomplish this. But I want to take a look at our squad one last time then, because goals-wise, Julian Alvarez got 23, Dusan Vlahovic got 22. It's more spread out though. Kveki 19, Mark Sebas 13.
We've got the players into the 20s, and that goes to show you start scoring the goals, you win titles.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a one-man team now.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Which the only it's great when you have like one player getting 40 goals in 30 games. The only downside to that is if they have a big injury, then you're screwed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whereas in this style of play, this strikerless formation,
on average, you've got 3 players scoring over 20 goals.
Yeah,
on average,
pretty much. And then assist-wise, 18 from Kveki. What a season that has!
Yeah,
19 goals, 18 assists from a free transfer, and the highest average rating. He's turned out to be a very valuable player in this end of the season. So I'm really happy with how that has happened.
Yeah,
and managing to pick up that man. So there we have it, Dad. I think a massive success.
Yes. Definitely, yeah. We won a cup and we won the league. So
we won a cup, we won a league.
But winning the league was the main thing for us. To do PSG, I think that was
the hardest task in the French
big
league.
achievement.
Yeah,
big achievement, especially with the side that we know that they had at the time
and the money that they have.
Signing, yeah, you can't argue with that. We finished second to them 3 times.
Yeah,
and won the league.
Yeah, and the other time we finished 4th, which is way higher than what St Etienne is predicted to finish at the start of this rebuild. So I think overall the rebuild was a massive success.
Like I said, really, of St Etienne, we finished above Lyon every season.
Every season. So if you want to continue it, patreon.com/Mega League Gaming, you can get the save game files there. Thank you very much. Make sure you're leaving the comments down below, recommendations. Reminder of the like target, Dad.
Yeah, 1300.
1300. Let's see if you can hit that. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.